First at 5, today marks 6 months since the worst mass shooting in Maine's history and one of the worst the nation has ever faced.
We continue to mourn the 18 lives lost October 25th, 2023, when a gunman opened fire at Just-in-Time Recreation and Schmenge's Bar and Grill. It was an event that shook our state to its core as communities stayed in lockdown during a nearly 2-day manhunt for that killer.
The shootings at 2 locations unfolded in just minutes. 7 people died at Just-in-Time Recreation and 8 at Schmenge's Bar and Grill. 3 more died after they'd been taken to the hospital. 13 others were wounded in the attacks. Law enforcement, medical professionals, and others stopped what they were doing to help during this tragedy.
Now, tonight we remember those victims, including 14-year-old Aaron Young, the youngest killed that night. Members of the deaf community also hard hit by the attack, which happened in part during a cornhole tournament for deaf athletes. We also reflect on the stories of heroism, such as bar manager Joseph Walker. Police told his father that Walker spent his last moments as a hero, trying to stop the gunman and protect children when he was shot.
Tonight, our state continues to mourn those lives lost and continues to push for more answers into why this happened here in Maine. Asking those tough questions and getting to answers is the purpose of the Special State Commission investigating the shooting, and that commission did meet again today.
We heard again from members of the shooter's Army Reserve unit about the warning signs potentially leading up to the shooting. CBS 13's Mal Meyer joins us live in Augusta with the latest on what we're learning. Mal.
Well, Greg, we heard from 3 Army Reserve members that we haven't heard from before. At times, they spoke about just how scared they were of Robert Card II and his alarming behavior leading up to October 25th. Now, Card's problems with fellow reservists caused great fear over what he might do and where he might go after training in Saco. Darryl Reed says that there was even a plan in place for him to leave if Card showed up. Eventually, this escalated with Reed's wife being terrified that Card would come to their house and do something. They even considered a protective order.
We decided not to do that because we didn't want to stir the hornet's nest or anything. But
so you and your family discussed getting some kind of protective order against
yes.
him because you were concerned about the risk of violence.
Yes.
Now, one Army official who assessed Card while he was in New York earlier last year said he thought Card was just drunk. Even after Card went to the hospital for mental health treatment, that official did not think Card was dangerous, though he did think Card would have been hospitalized for longer than 2.5 weeks before being released. Edward Urich said that he had contacted Saco police to come to the armory and perform a welfare check. Panel members repeatedly questioned why he would do that if he didn't think Card was a threat.
I saw the shoot up the National Guard post. I thought that was Ryan Card's poor language. My interactions with Sergeant Card have all been odd, but none of it was violent. I did not think that Sergeant Card would hurt anybody. I did not think he was violent.
As for why Just-in-Time Recreation and Schmenge's were targeted, Sean Hodgson says that's where Card thought that people were talking behind his back about him. The 2 were longtime friends, and he testified today. He mentioned that the 2 had previously gone to the bowling alley, and at one point, Card even had a gun on him for protection. We did also hear from a witness, a victim witness advocate earlier in the day, who explained some of the challenges of getting people the resources that they needed immediately after the shootings and the many months since then. The next hearing is set for May 16th. Reporting live in Augusta, Mal Meyer, CBS 13 News.
Mal, thank you.